everybody. Here we are on Russ Reels Live on this Thursday afternoon at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I don't know what time it is where you are, but I am glad that you're here, and it is time for an amazing, amazing conversation. So glad you joined us today on Russ Reels Live. You know, we're here every Thursday, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for your listening and viewing pleasure. And occasionally we have a special show on top of that, but you can always count on 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Thursdays that we will be here. And I'm just really excited that you're all here today. I have an amazing, amazing group today, and I am just super, super excited about it. Can hardly wait to get started. Today's topic is awareness of all you can become. And as you saw, we have a great group there. And so we're going to get to that in just a moment, but I just want to thank you again for being here. You know, this community is amazing. And today, I tell you, I just had a really good day. I've been feeling good. You know, I'm usually very positive and upbeat, but it's been a good day. So I love to connect with people. That's why I love the people that are here. Great friends that I'm able to connect and convince to come on and make me look good on the show. So they're all here today. But you know what? If you want to connect with me and you haven't, just go to russhedge.com. I keep it simple. russhedge.com. You can find out everything about me and have all the connection points to me, whether it is social media, my email, my phone number. You can even schedule time directly on my calendar. And I would love for you to do that. And so I'm so thankful that you guys are here today. I want to give a big, big shout out. I'm doing this in a different order than normal. So we're just kind of breaking it up, having fun today. But I want to do a huge shout out to our sponsors. Usually I do a little video and it's a little shorter, but I'm going to take just a second to give a big, big, huge shout out to Mugs Coffee House in Lebanon, Oregon, who is amazing. And I'm telling you, the Brittany who owns that and puts that together, amazing coffee, amazing food. And if you're ever in Lebanon, Oregon, you need to go there. It is such a great place. One of my faves. Also, the Alzheimer's Association. I want to give a big shout out to Tim Sohn, who's underwritten this sponsorship. Thank you, Tim. And you can find Tim Sohn on LinkedIn or under Perspectives on Cancer. And so Tim is an amazing guy. But the Alzheimer's Association, I want to encourage you. We just had Giving Tuesday. If you don't have a good nonprofit that you give to, the Alzheimer's Association is amazing because they're searching for a cure for Alzheimer's. And as you probably know, my mama passed away from Alzheimer's. And so it's near and dear to my heart. So I want to tell you today, if you don't have anybody, go to alz.org, and you can give your year-end giving before the taxes. You need some tax relief. You need to get some more charitable contributions. Go to alz.org. They'll help you out. And my good friend and buddy, D. Scott Smith, who wrote Business Networking, a Scientific Method. You know, Scott has written so many amazing books. And I'm telling you, you can go to Amazon, get his book, or go to dscottsmith.com. Find out all about Scott, but he has got several awesome, incredible books. And, you know, speaking of books, I am thankful for three of the ladies that are here today who on a book that came out a while ago called Rattled Awake. All three of them were part of that. Two of them with volume 1 with me and Dr. New on I can't remember if it was 2 or 3, but she also on one of the versions of Rattled Awake. And so it's just an amazing, amazing crew. And William, who's here today, he's helping me out. So I'm not completely outnumbered, but he is just an amazing individual. So we're going to start getting people in the room here. But I do want to say one more thing, and that is if you haven't got a copy of my first book that I wrote, Befuddled, Live the Life You Choose, you can get that and Rattled Awake both at russhedge.com, or just go to Amazon and pick it up there, or your favorite online bookseller. And in fact, you can get my companion workbook to Befuddled as well. If you want to live the life you choose, if you want to learn how to live with purpose and intention and build amazing community through connection, you need to check out that book. And Live the Life You Choose is so important, and I love it. So with that, I think I'm wrapping it up here. Just taking a quick look to make sure I got everything covered. We're going to start getting people in the room. And one of the pinkest people I know, who is the queen of live streaming and podcasting, CJ, Dr. Constance Leylancd, is coming in the house. Here she is. Woohoo! How's it going, CJ? Well, there you go. We just need sound, and then you'll sound amazing.
I muted myself. I was drinking coffee. I said, I wonder if like one of these days when they take my blood, it's actually not dark red, it's actually pink. That would be so cool. But anyway,
I think it is. I'm telling you, I think that's what it is. But anyway, well, listen, you are such an amazing individual. Give everybody a snapshot because I know all about you, but give everybody a snapshot. Who is CJ? What are you up to?
I am, most people will call me Dr. Leland. I've been an educator for about 10 years. I'm a business owner. This is my third business, actually, but usually it's on professional development and providing people soft skills is what I do. So I teach classes like how to do live stream and how to be on 25 distribution channels and, how to be in the global rank. And I want to help people get their message out there because I believe that each and every one of us have our own message and have our own purpose. But if no one knows you and you live under the rock, you're not really helping your community, which is my mission to level up the world through education. So I use publicity, I use social media, chosen certain social media. I'm not one of those like I'm on 10 million social media. I'm on specific social media for a strategy that I use where I need my people. But really, I love projects. I love writing books. And also, I love working and connecting with people, especially people I don't know who have a purpose, but they're not aware yet. And that's what I love about this awareness of all you can become. Really, the starting point is what? Awareness of your own strengths and weaknesses. I'm going to stop there.
Well, you know what? It's always so amazing what you have to say. And you and I are still having further discussions on exactly what you talked about. But for today, next in the house is Nick, who is the amazing, gifted bipolar writer. Here she is. How's it going, Nick?
It's going. How's everyone? It's great to be here. Thank you for having me again.
You bet. Hey, you guys are invited every week. I'd have you on. You guys are amazing. So, okay, well, listen, hey, give us a little snapshot. Again, you're doing incredible, amazing things. Not all that I can reveal, but incredible, amazing things. And so give us a little snapshot and who is Nick and what are you up to?
Okay, so my 9 to 5, I work for an elevator company. I've worked in the trade industry about the last 10 years or so. Um, and more recently, as in the beginning of this year, I started my own company, The Gifted Bipolar Writer. A big part of that was to be able to advocate for mental illness, specifically bipolarness, but through my writing. And it's been a tremendous journey, and a great community has been built around that. And, that lady over there in pink, I'm her green to the pink. She and I are just ah, two peas in a green pod hanging under a pink sky, you know. But I will back her up and say, projects, oh my goodness, she's the project lady. And trust me, if you get roped into the project, you get roped into the project. You are totally going to have a blast, learn a lot, and come out that much better.
Well, and I'm telling you that she's got to be the fastest reader in history because
Mhm.
when she reads my stuff and edits, for different things like Rattled Awake, I mean, it's just like that. And I'm thinking, and she has so much great input. And I'm always going, wow, that's amazing. I mean, I try when people have me read, I'm a good editor and a good reader too, but I'm much slower and more methodical. And she's like, I send it to her 5 minutes later, it's back with 15 pages of why don't you think about this? But anyway, and I appreciate that, by the way. So next in the house, Dr. New is here. Woohoo! Woohoo, Dr. New.
Hi, Russ. Hi, sisters. Thank you for having me, Russ. And I'm always honored and grateful and blessed to be here.
Well, the feeling's mutual. And I tell you, you brought up Nick community and Dr. New, you talked about that. The community that we are part of is such an amazing, amazing group. I am blessed and honored to be part of it with you ladies and with so many great individuals. And so, New, give us a little snapshot. Who is Dr. New Truong and what are you up to?
Um, I healthcare professionals from a clinical pharmacist that have kind of led my own burnout, not only through, life journey, crisis, trauma, grief, but also just I think the A personality of you, the go-getter, you can do it all. The burnout as a healthcare reflect on me saying, what is the purpose? Going back to the purpose of why we're in it in the first place. And if we're not here to be around, then we're not going to be able to carry on our purpose. So that reflection has really not only through my own transformation, but I like to also share with other people to really recall their value, their purpose, and their why. Whatever they're in the industry, they're working at home or outside, whatever they're doing is just remember their purpose. And I think having that reminder that our life is so short-lived, we're not guaranteed tomorrow. And to be able to have that blessing, gratitude to pass on give another, voice to say, you are incredible, and just remember your purpose that you're here.
Right.
And that is powerful.
Yes, it is totally. And, in the short time we've known each other, you are just an amazing individual. I appreciate you. And thankful to have gotten connected. So listen, we're bringing up the last member of our panel tonight. Here it is, Mr. Williams in the house. How's it going, William?
I am fine. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody.
It is so great to have you here. William and I have been able to have some amazing discussions, and he's also been worked on with Nupia a couple times on her show, which I produce. And so got to have some great chances to hear all about him. But William, give us a little snapshot. Who is William and what are you up to?
All right, thank you so much. So William Plange is from Ghana, West Africa, and I help people find their purpose. Now I'm just going to show you this for a short while. I believe that every human being has something special inside of them, and it needs to come out for the world to see. So I always represent with this mark that I make. I make this invisible mark, and I use it to tell people that no matter who you are, there's something beautiful inside of you that needs to come out for the world to see. So I help people find their purpose by going deep down into themselves to reveal the amazing gift that they have inside of them and make sure they bring them out for the world to see, like what this mark just did. So before I showed it, it was very black, but now it has a beautiful image on it. So every human being is like this, and I help people to bring them out for the world to see. So I'm a global award winner of helping people to come out from depression, and I picked up the award recently in the UK. So I'm all about helping people to bring out the best in them, and so that's about me. And I'm the champion of the No Human is Useless. No human is useless. Push. I'm just pushing to let everybody know that no human being is useless. And I have a Facebook out titled "No Human is Useless." Thank you.
You bet. William, amazing. And you and I were having this conversation, I think, when you're really trying to lift people and do this really awareness of all you can become, right? And you are all about that and all that you are, because everybody has value. Everybody has some great things. I always call it, everybody has a little bit of amazing in them, just ready to burst out, right? So
Exactly.
CJ, you are taking these things and making just amazing things happen in your life. You do not let grass grow under your feet, girl. I'm telling you that you have more things going on. I think 3 people would have a tough time keeping up with just what you're doing. But how do you, this whole topic of people kind of selling themselves short, not being aware that they really have great value. Talk about that.
Yeah. When I actually was looking at the title of the show, I wanted to self-reflect on me, because I have, like, single one of us comes from trauma, right? The reason that we even are here, it's because we went through adversity in our life, and that it was lonely place, it was a hurtful place, it was a place of despair, and we want to do better. We want to help others not to feel the same way as what we're feeling. And the way I see it in terms of going out there is it's a scary place because you're always afraid of judgment, right? And when you really think about your purpose, and people always think like, what's your why? What's your why? Sometimes we don't know what is the why. And even if you know your why, when you do something, it actually is not the same outcome. Like Nick can tell you when we did 50 Inspirational, she didn't even know what was going on. She just said yes. And there were so many things. But that's the journey that we went through together, bonded us as sisters even further. But not only that, but our community grew. They have their own show now, they have their own consulting from just that 5 minutes that I asked from them. And that 50 inspirational connections is sometimes it's baby steps, baby steps. And also, two things. When people believe in you, one person believe in you that you actually can do something, that's all that needs to spark up. Like think about a candle. When you light that candle, you look at the candle, oh my God, it smells good. And whatever, it's not burnt, right? It's just there. It smells good. But once that candle is burnt, one fire that lit up that fire, you can literally smell the candle. You can enjoy it. You can go and close your eyes and be somewhere else in the world in your dreams. It's the same thing as human being. You just need a little spark and a little support from people, baby steps, one step at a time, and you get there. When you don't get what you want out of that project, it's because your expectations is, I don't know where. Don't expect anything, but in your heart, know that you're trying to do something that's good and that you want people to do something for themselves. You just don't know how. The more you tell people you have to do this, this, and this, the more they're not going to want to do it because that's not their journey. You just need a little spark and that's it.
Well, and I think it takes people like you, CJ, and all of you here tonight to spark people and give them a little bit of inspiration, that little nudge, because we all need that. We all need that encouraging moment. We all need that someone to say, "Hey, you have great value. You just have to believe it and just take the next baby step." I believe in that. Take just one step at a time. And Nick, you've come out of a lot of things and realize some amazing potential in your life and what you've done. And you've really embraced your shortcomings to tell others, hey, you can do this too, right?
Yes, absolutely. And to piggyback off of what Constance said, it's true. And I don't want to say sad, but maybe necessary that sometimes we do have to face something really adverse in our lives to wake us up. And for me, that was, falling on my knee in work a year ago. Actually, I was at work today and they asked me, oh, is it your anniversary yet? I'm like, for what? I've been working here a year and a half. They're like, since you fell. I'm like, oh, no, that's December 7th. They're like, well, should we get a cake? I'm like, really? So that not almost, it needed to happen. It needed to happen so that I would wake up and have that time to self-reflect. And in that time, my self-awareness grew. It's something that I don't think about or didn't think about when I was on the run. Building that self-awareness and making the decision to put myself out there on social media 100% as me, as the gifted bipolar writer, and pretty much naming my company that. It did bring about a lot of change for other people. Other people have reached out to me and seen what it is that I am doing. And they see that word bipolar in there. And that's what makes them reach out to connect. And it gives me a great opportunity actually to speak to people that go through mental health issues. And, I'm the proof in the pudding, you could do it. You could take nothing and make something. You can just have a passion and a desire, and that's all I had. A broken knee, could not move, jumped on my computer and started writing. Fell in love with it and just kept writing more and more and more. And the more I wrote, the more people connected. And Now I think that the biggest thing is the spaces that have been able to open up, like the audio room on Sundays. It's been incredible what's happened because it's not just people being seen and heard. I think people are really being felt and they feel safe to speak about things about themselves that they've maybe never spoken about before. I think it has a lot to do with the fact that I'm out there with my bipolarness, and yeah, the gift is not the writing, the gift is the bipolarness.
Well, and I think too that it's embracing where you're at, what being a little vulnerable with your life and showing other people, hey, you have value. Just because you have challenges and problems does not mean you can't do amazing things. And New, I want to bring you in next. And I tell you, each one of us has come from a spot where we've moved to through some challenges, but be able to do things in spite of that. And I think people need to realize, they can make the choice not to let circumstances hold them back, right? And New, I'll
Yes.
give it to you. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes. I really, truly, I think one of the things that through all the journeys and things, and to reflect on that is really, things that happen. People always say, "Why did it happen to me?" But it didn't happen to you. It happened for you. But we
Amen.
didn't recognize it, right? We didn't recognize the signs that's calling us, whatever that is. It's like, and then we keep on, there's pebbles again, and you're gonna fall again, until you realize that it's a message that you need to, it's the blessing that I think at the time we always want to say, no, it's so unfair, right? Life is so unfair. You work so hard, and why this thing happened to me when someone else is not, doing so much work and they have it so easy, right? They have all the things that's quick and easy and instant. And I think, you have that comparison, and you like, it's not even sometimes, even if you're not comparing, but by default as society, it make you suppress on the things that you're able to do, and you're not seeing it clearly from a whole view of just at that moment. But really, when you live through that moment and you overcome that, that's when you're able to help others. And it's so powerful, because just imagine if we didn't go over, come through the health crisis that we all gone through, or the life journey, the trauma, the grief. I think our story will be not the same, right? It's not the
Right.
same, because I see people who have it easy, who doesn't have that experience. They won't understand until you've gone through. Then you understand what the pain is. Like, let's say if you have a lost one. So when you really gone through, you understand that feeling, and to
Right.
able to help someone.
Well, you're 100% right. I believe that statement. And I can't remember. I think it was Ed Milet that said it. It was either he or Tony Robbins. Life doesn't happen to you, it happens for you. And it is so true because we need the life experiences. Life is the best teacher. And William, I think that everything we go through is teaching us day after day and giving us opportunity to reach people that maybe we couldn't reach before. I've been through this cancer journey. Now I can really talk to people going through that because I've been there. I know about it. I've lost both my parents. My mama died from Alzheimer's. My dad died from cancer. Been through that. Be able to talk to people and encourage people that are going through those things. And I think that really helps us, right, William?
Exactly. Yes. I believe um, experience is the best teacher. They always say. But before I touch on this is what I want to tell everybody that
Sure.
you know, no, everybody has a purpose. Everybody has a purpose. We came to this world with a purpose. So I always say that when you are going to rent an apartment, the landlord hands over a key to you so you can go to your room with a key. Now, when we were coming to this world, I believe the creator also handed our keys to our room here. And so when we came to this world, when we go into our room, we have the keys to enter our room, and we decide to make the room look the way we want to look at. Now, I believe being too comfortable is scarier than being uncomfortable. Because when you are in uncomfortable situations, that is where your mind is open. When you're too comfortable, you miss a lot of things. Now, I'll share with my story. I lived in the forest, and I went to live in the forest because I was depressed. Everybody had a good job in the city. I wasn't having it, and people were making mockery out of me. So I decided to stay away from this, and I ended up living in the forest. Now, in the forest, it was not comfortable. No electricity, no good drinking water. It was very tough for me. But today I say it was the best decision I ever took, because that is where I had my first business idea. And it was so funny because when I was in the forest, whenever I extended a helping hand to people, and they tell me, "God bless you, William. Thank you, William, for doing this for me." I felt very good inside of me just by helping people. And it wasn't about money. It was that good feeling I felt inside of me when people tell me, "Thank you, William, for helping me out." And that was it. And that gave birth to my first business idea. I realized that when I serve people, it brings me joy.
Right.
And I made a business out of it. So
Yeah.
sometimes, and that is where I found my purpose. It took me 30 years to know what I really want to do. Some people end up not even getting to know it, and they die with it. But it took me 30 years to know. And it was something simple, just helping people and serving people. And that was it.
Right.
It wasn't about money. People go
Right.
all out into business because of money. And business doesn't always flourish. There are times you can go without no sales, 6 months, no sales. And because it was money, if money is not coming, they lose hope. And that is it. But when you go into a business with joy, like me hearing "Thank you, God bless you," William, when I help people, even if there's no money coming in, I'm still going to do it. And that is where consistency comes in. And consistency always brings the results. So when I
Amen.
do it out of love and out of a good feeling, it moves, and that's how I found my purpose. So many people lose their way because they want to be like some people. We all have the same we all have the same destination. We just only use different routes. Everybody wants to be successful. Somebody will be a footballer to be successful. Somebody will just be a speaker to be successful. Somebody will write a book to be successful. But it is up to you to know your roots. You don't say somebody is writing a book, so you also want to write a book. You need to find your purpose. And sometimes it is just a little thing. And when you go through uncomfortable situations, that is where you find your hidden purpose that you need to be doing. So that is what
Yeah.
I have to contribute about it. Yes.
Yeah, no, that is so good. There was so much in there that the two main points that I got so strongly from you. Everybody does have a purpose. Everybody has a God-given purpose on this earth, and everybody has value. And the second thing is, you're right, exactly. When we get too comfortable, and CG, I'll bounce back to you. We get too comfortable. We do kind of get, lollygagging along, and I'm telling you, CJ, you are not letting yourself get comfortable because you're moving all the time. You have no time to be comfortable, but that does drive us more, right?
Yeah. So I have a calendar of calendars. I have calendar for teaching because I don't know if you guys know, I have two full-time jobs. I teach at least about 600 students. And grading alone is crazy. And I do lecture 6 hours a day. Then I have my job. Then I have my projects. Then I have something else. And I have a calendar for everything. It's because I pivot and I actually look at it as holistic. Like, how can I help my community? I always go back to my mission, which is to level up the world through education. And I am surrounded with amazing heart-centered people in my community. Dr. Truong's going to be on Level Up. Nick is already on Level Up, right? Academy. It's because we're going to create not just courses, but more of a journey, right? Because we can help each other. We don't know everything. I've been teaching for a long time, probably over almost 11,000 students now. My youngest students is 4 years old. My oldest is 78 years old. And what I've learned so far is that experiential learning is the best way to learn and create, right? That means sharing our own experiences. So I definitely I'm always uncomfortable. Every day I'm uncomfortable. But it's exciting for me to see people. I do it for the love of people. I do it because I want to see their smile. I want to see them grow. I want to see what they do. It's like having my own entertainment, except it's real life. Like I see Nick flourishing. I see No flourishing. Like, oh my God, I'm celebrating. I'm the best cheerleader. And they don't even know I'm like dancing over here for their own success. It's because it makes my heart beat. Right. And because of my own journey that I lost my life 8 times, I celebrate people because we're still here.
Yeah. That is so amazing too. And just like what you said and William said just a minute ago, and that is bringing joy and helping others brings joy and helps us. I mean, I always tell people, man, if you want to be encouraged and inspired, encourage and inspire other people. When I feel down, I hop on my phone. I start texting and videoing and just calling people and trying to encourage them because they never have to respond. It just makes me feel great, right? But invariably, a few of them will respond, you know, and that makes you feel good. But the whole thing is just the process of doing that. It's like they always say at Christmas, it's more blessed to give than to receive, right? Well, it does feel better to give. Receiving gets kind of old and comfortable. Giving is pretty amazing. And, you know, I know that Nick, you have just been giving out and giving out recently on all the projects you're working on. So, you know, I know this really speaks to your heart as well. Go ahead.
It does, you know. And I don't want to say that only people that come from a place of poverty or not having opportunities or facing adversities are the people that are heart-centered and want to keep giving. You know, I guess I'm going to flip this the other way too, in the sense that you can give regardless of your situation. And yes, we talk about money and, you know, it isn't all about money. The truth is, you know, we need money to live. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
So if money is what you have to give and are able to give, don't feel by these types of shows that what you're giving is not good enough. Don't, you know, I know I'm not quite answering your question here. Don't compare your adversities. Don't think that this person had it so much harder than I did. So I'm not going to talk about my story because how dare I? Because, you know, and I guess I'm bringing this up because I know that we're all sharing and I know that we're all on a path and we're very fortunate that we've kind of found ourselves, found what we're about and what we want to do, right? And what makes us feel good.
And
I
I
guess
think
for anybody else watching, I want them to know that I didn't start here. And it's okay if you are not there. Okay? Just keep getting up every day. Keep doing the best that you can. And tell yourself every morning you wake up, your feet hit the floor, you've already won. Go out there and just be a good person. Give what you can give. Give it freely. Do not expect reciprocity because that's not the reason that you give. Right?
yeah.
But
Yeah.
most of all, do not compare yourself. And I could say that because it's very easy for me to fall into that mood. I don't have a college degree. You know, how dare I discuss this? Or I don't belong in this room because, you know, I'm not made of money. You know, you put these pressures on yourself, right? You got to get those pressures off of you. And it starts by not comparing yourself to anybody. You got to
Well,
figure out. Go ahead, Russ.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just going to say, I think that it all starts with being thankful for the people that are around you instead of comparing yourself. Thinking, you know, they always say think collaboration, not competition. Well, why not we think of supporting, working together, helping each other instead of what we don't have and what somebody else does have is what you're saying. And I think that is so important. And Dr. New, I'm going to bounce to you and just say that, you know, when we start off being like, for all of you, I am so thankful. I'm so grateful for all of you because you all add value to my life. And I don't care if we do the same exact thing. Actually, I like it when I'm around a bunch of people that do exactly what I do because I learn a ton, right? You know, I do live streaming and all of this stuff. And I'm like, I need to talk to CJ because she's doing things that I'm not doing. I mean, I'm learning every day as I'm going through. So instead of saying, "Oh, I'm so jealous, CJ's got all this stuff that I don't have," instead I'm thinking, this girl's got it going on. I got to figure out what she's doing so I can at least have some idea, with those things. So, Dr. New, I'm going to let you go next. And, again, I think that the awareness of all we can be really does start with a grateful heart, right?
Yes, and I think when we talk about let's not compare and the power of collaborations and working together. One of the things is when you compare, but to in a point of to inspire is a different than the jealousy and that ego of I'm better than you, or that will make a separation. But when you have the power and the open awareness and really an open mind to learn and not put it's then the power of receiving is more, because you see what other people or what you see is more of a different perspective, because when you look in the lens of we're all doing the same, I don't want to talk about it because I don't want to give my proprietary what I'm doing. But I think because we're all unique, even if we are doing the same thing, right, we're all sharing purpose, but everybody have a uniqueness, right? Like Nick is like she's sharing her stories through different of her journey, right? And Williams and CJ and Russ, like there's no one that are exactly like you. And I really want people to really understand. And I think that also come through my experience, because when I have the urge to say, who am I to be on the stage? Because like Tony Robbins and other powerful leaders and, speakers out there, who am I, kind of, but then when you reflect and you like, who am I? There is a story, right? Everyone's journey is different and unique. And there's no one that has that same perspective as you. And that's how the blessing and that you take out of whether it's a book or a person that we're having a conversation, all five of us here, is that powerful learning of through our journeys is what we want to inspire and leave and empower others, that
Right.
even if the same, but everyone is the same, but it's different because no one's is the same because of your uniqueness. And that is like, that's the key that, I think when you're stuck, and I've been there, it's like, no, and then it's like, no, you can do it. And so when you get uncomfortable and get out there, then you're like, oh, I guess I can do it, right? Because when you get people who say it inspired them, it make them their day, that's your motivation to keep showing up, to keep
Right.
helping and serving other people, because you have a heart that are to not only care for others more than just yourself. You want to change and make an impact. When you have that thought, all the tools and things and people in the community will come to you. And I think that is a powerful that people have within them. And it's just tools that we all trying to kind of share. And it could be through art, it could be writing, journal, meditation, whatever it is. Find that uniqueness that will make you who you are and shine,
Right. And exactly, that's the fact that we are all different, that we're all unique, that makes life so amazing, because we're able to add in our own little thing. When people talk to me and say, yeah, I just don't know what sets me apart in business and in life, I'm like, you know what sets you apart? You set you apart because you are different than anybody else. You may sell the same widget as a guy down the street, but you don't do it the same way with the same heart. You each do it your own flavor, your own way, and that makes you an individual, unique, and draws people to you. And William, I know that you are on this amazing journey, and I know that your heart is just reaching out and celebrating the uniqueness of people every day, right?
Exactly. Everybody, every human being is unique. That is why, when I go to bed right now, when I go to bed tonight and I have a dream, nobody sees it except me. So I should understand myself better because I had a dream. So this leads me to a short story I want to share. When I wanted to start my business, when I had a business idea when I was living in the forest and I wanted to start it, when I came to the city, I wanted support. So I wrote letters to some people to help me. They were capable of helping me, but they didn't understand where I was coming from. So they didn't give me a helping hand. But it doesn't mean I should hate them because when I go to bed and I sleep, I saw my dream. So I better understand it myself. They wouldn't understand it because they have other dreams. They have their own dreams and their own uniqueness. So this is just to say that everybody has everybody is special. Everybody has their own uniqueness. And so you don't need, I always say that you don't need anybody to help you achieve your dreams. You need yourself first. Fine, you need support from people, but you need yourself first because only you go when you go to bed, you are the only one who understands the dream and what is revealed to you in your sleep. So I believe that you need yourself more to get things done. And then you don't need to compare yourself to people. You don't have to try to be like somebody. Being somebody is very difficult. It's very expensive than
Yeah.
being yourself. So that's what I want to say.
Yeah, no, you're right. I mean, you just need to be authentic yourself, and a little bit of vulnerability like this group brings is amazing to attract people and make them all that they can be. You know, I always tell people, why not live your best life now, right? Why not be all you can be? And how do you do that? Just like William and CJ and Nick and Dr. New said, one step at a time. You take it one little bit at a time and you just be willing and have the courage to step out and just take a chance, right? A little bit of risk. But you know what? Courage doesn't mean that you're not worried and you're not scared and you don't have fear. It's just the willingness to overcome that and take that next step. And one step builds momentum, and momentum creates amazing things like I've seen in this group. So, okay, for time's sake, everybody, here's what we're going to do. I need all of you in 1 minute to tell me your golden nugget that you want people to remember and how do they get in touch with you. And we're going to start with CJ. All right, here we go. Go, CJ.
Okay, I'm gonna read a quote, and you can send me on LinkedIn. If you don't know where I'm at, just Google Constance Leylancd, you'll find me. But this is my quote that I wanted to share, and I've shared. It says, "Embrace the challenges that come your way, for they are the stepping stones to success. With resilience as your guide and determination as your fuel, you can turn every obstacle into an opportunity for growth. Happy birthday to the unstoppable force that is you."
That is amazing. Thank you so much for that. All right, Nick, you're up next.
Oh boy, my one golden nugget. Goodness gracious. Live in the now. Tomorrow is not promised. And while we definitely have to think about, what we want to do with ourselves in the future, you have to be present. And for myself, and what I had to learn with my psychiatrist, with my bipolarness, is I can visit the past, but I can't stay there. So you can visit the future and you can visit the past, but you have to always come back. If you live in one or the other, you'll never be here. You'll never get anything done.
And people get in touch with you.
LinkedIn.
All this, by the way, everybody, is magically appearing in the comments and below them on the screen, and you can just click on it. So, all right, Dr. New, you are up next.
So I just want to say to those who are listening, I thank you. I'm honored, grateful, and always blessed. And just want to say that, you are love, you are great, and you are awesome, that you are incredible. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. And just believe that you can do anything you set your mind to. Just to have the love, the kindness, the compassion, and not only for others, but for yourself. You start with yourself. Once you transform your own journey and your own awakening moment, you will realize that you will want to also transform others by helping others achieve whatever you have achieved. So don't think of anything too far. Just think of the thoughts and prayers for those who are around you. Give blessing, gratitude, and hold on tight to those who are supporting you, cheer you on. And when you become successful, don't forget those who have, done that for you. So that way, just bless other people, pass it on, share the love, share the knowledge.
And people get in touch with you?
Through LinkedIn is probably the best way, and Russ has already dropped in the link. But you can also connect me, DM me, and we'll chat. Thank you so much, Russ.
Awesome. Thank you, New. I appreciate it. William, you're last.
Yeah, so all I want to say is no human being is a superhuman. We are all humans. So anything that you have seen any human being achieve, you are capable of achieving the same thing or even more than that. No human being is useless. No human being is useless. It takes a second to change the life of somebody. So don't look down on anybody and don't look down on yourself. You are capable of achieving. So I want to say that embrace your purpose because it is within you. You have a special, unique talent inside of you that needs to come out for the world to see. So let it come out. My doors are always open. You can find me on LinkedIn, William Plange, on TikTok, William Plange. And then I urge you all to get a copy of this book on Amazon. No human is useless. It has a bit of your story in there. Thank you.
Awesome, William. Thank you so much. And thank all of you. You have been amazing. I tell you, I was tired before I came into the show today. You give me such energy, so much amazing energy coming from all of you. So I just want to thank you for that. And I'm going to send you all out real quick to the green room. If you can hang around, please do. I know that a couple of you got schedules, and bless each one of you. We'll see you soon. Okay. Thank you. All right, I'm going to wrap this up quick, but I just wanted to say what an amazing, amazing thing. I can't even begin to tell you how blessed I am to have this group of friends. And I just want to tell you again, Mugs Coffee House. You need to go there if you're in Lebanon, Oregon. Mugs Coffee, it's mugslebanon.com is their website. Wanted to give you these websites real quickly because I didn't before. The Alzheimer's Association, alz.org, to give to them. And D. Scott Smith, to get his books or great information from Scott, go to dscottsmith.com and you will find an amazing man there. So thankful to this great group today and this amazing discussion. And I'm going to let you go because it's time to wrap things up for today. But you know what? I just wish all of you an amazing, amazing rest of the week and a great life until we see you again next Thursday on Russ Reels Live, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Until then, have a great day and a great life. Thanks, everybody. Bye.